Welcome to the Prophecy Club. Our topic today is Blackrock's financial plans that will shock the world. Okay, so it comes from this particular website. There is all of the details. What I want you to notice, there is 1.3 million views in only 9 days. So obviously some people listening to these people, are they correct? I'm going to say no. But they do make some important points that we're going to discuss today. Okay, so if you look at the bottom, I sent this email off this morning. I just got this, and it gives you the address, everything. And I sent this to my white hat banker friend. And I said, I think this is the black hat plans, which will not come to pass until the white hat system, I misspelled that, white hat system comes in. Your comments. He emailed back and says, correct. This is an overview of what they call the Great Reset. That's the black hat version, which is control everything. The reset, or the global reset, is the white hat or alliance system. Both sides are working to cause an economic downturn, then fight to implement their own system. The white hat system is too advanced at this point and will succeed. I call it God's plan. The devil and his boys will have their time as per Revelation. It is, however, not true, a future event. However, they say some important things. We need to discuss it, so let's discuss it. So again, this is the article, and this is what they say. They have essentially said that this is the only way to prove you have legal identity. If you don't participate in this new system, you don't exist. By not participating in the system, you're excluded from the economic system and essentially everything. It's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type of situation. In other words, they cause the problem, then we react, and they bring in the new system. Without some kind of a big problem, they can't bring it in. That's their opinion, and I think they're right. They've already made the solution. They've already developed what they want to be the new financial governance system, not just financial system, but it's a financial governance system, after this new Bretton Woods moment. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II, or some large event, now let's talk about that, or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to bring in a new financial governance system. All right, now, what is something so big that when it hits the world will reel, and they'll scream and cry and probably get on their back and go into fetal position and kick and scream and suck their thumb? What's going to be so bad that'll say that everybody on the earth will agree that we need to go to another financial system? Okay, let's start at the worst. Is that the Russians attacking America like Dmitry Duduman was told, where America is totally destroyed in 1 hour? It could be that's a last resort, but probably not. Okay, so what's the next one? Could it be the suitcase nukes? Oh, well, now that could very well do it, especially since I was told one of the suitcase nukes will hit a regional bank, taking out all of the records and their backups and throwing America into a financial tailspin. Okay, now we've talked about this. So when do the suitcase nukes come in? According to Jason Meeks in his dream, he said he saw that Trump came in, there was rejoicing in the streets, then boom, that's when it hit. Well, when would that be? Well, probably the fourth quarter of this year and first quarter of next year. Probably. Now, what else could it be? Well, it could be just the dollar going down 30%, zero, blowing worthless as leaves in the wind. I hope that the least of the three is what it is. Either way, we're heading to a new system. So says Terry Bennett and Morty Sklar and several others. Dana Coverstone, they've all seen it. Okay. So about a year ago, while speaking at the Global Finance Summit in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron said the world needs a public financial shock to fight global warming. Okay, see, they plan to have some kind of a big problem. And then they're going to say, oh, but we got to change. We got to make a change, right? Around the same time, World Economic Forum founder and executive chairman Klaus Schwab also made a I see his name is misspelled, but that's all right. Anyway, let's go on. A similar statement about revamping the global economy. In his words, every country from the United States to China must participate, and every industry from oil and gas to tech must be transformed. We need a great reset. That's what they call it. That's the bad guys' method. So we agree. Everything in the world has to change. Everything has to go to this new system. I think, and my white hat banker friend thinks, that it will go to the good side. But yes, we know God is going to give it also. The bad side's going to eventually take over. Schwab added in an article published on the non-governmental organization's website, according to popular investigative journalist Whitney Webb, what we're witnessing is the, listen carefully, birth of a new international monetary system. I hope you're listening. A replacement for the current Bretton Woods system built solely on blockchain to aid the complete surveillance and censorship of every aspect of our lives. Whitney's warnings are based on words of several global elites and WEF puppets like Macron, as well as the words of Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of England and Bank of Canada, and the UN Special Envoy for Climate Action and Finance, who said, the three pillars of the New World Order are, gotta listen, it's important stuff. Digital IDs. Why? Because they will be able to track, monitor, and catch everybody that doesn't take the mark of the beast, you see. CBDC, what's that? That's a central bank digital currency. Remember the little 11-year-old that saw that the new way we will be buying and selling is our cell phone? It's not a cell phone. You can't play games on it. You can't make phone calls, but that's what you buy and sell with. And that links into all of the Wi-Fi as well as Elon Musk's Starlink satellite systems. ESG, I had to look up what that is. ESG stands for environmentalism, social, and governance, and refers to a set of standards used to measure an organization's environmental and social impact. In other words, if you drive your car too much, you'll be limited. If you eat too much meat, you'll be limited. Remember, the Bible says that they will abstain from eating meats. In a recent discussion with Mark Goodwin, writer and editor of the Chief of Bitcoin magazine, Whitney warns that all world governments are pushing this new world order agenda. All of them. Why? Because God has put on their hearts to fulfill his will and degree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, their power and strength unto the beast, until the words of God should be fulfilled. See, they think, Lucifer's so stupid. They think by forming a world government, that's going to give Lucifer all the power, and that's what they want. Well, it does give Lucifer all the power, but also gathers them down to attack Israel, where Jesus returns and whew, destroys them in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye at the last trump. Okay, let's go on. Larry Fink wants to tokenize all, this is important, tokenize. You listen to that word, because you're going to hear that word a whole lot, and that is coming by the good guys and by the bad guys. So tokenize, hear that word again. You're going to hear that a lot in the coming years. So Larry Fink wants to tokenize all existing assets and commodities as well as the natural world. What does that mean? You remember when, what's that guy out of Puerto Rico? Remember his name in a minute. He had 3 dreams. And he said he saw a man dressed in a business suit step to a microphone in Dallas, Texas, and say, "Gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. The United States, if you have known it, has ceased to exist. All property lines are dissolved, and the dollar is worthless." 3 things. Now, what does he mean, all property lines are dissolved? It means I don't care how big your fancy building is. I don't care how much land you think you own. It's all taken over by the world government, and then they divide it out, and they give that to each person according to as they will. Remember Daniel says, and they parted his land. That's actually another place. That's not what I want. Let's see. Daniel says, did they divide the land for gain? Bingo. Here it is. In our lifetime. Okay, so let's go back. Wants to tokenize all existing assets and commodities as well as the natural world. So they say, well, the earth is valued at so much, the gold, the diamond, the silver is valued at so much, and so we're going to divide that, and here's what the new currency is. That's the way it's going to happen. And that's another good reason to call 800-200-GOLD. Get you some, where did I put them? Here we go. These are the neatest things. They just fit right in your wallet. Okay, now this is the prepper bar. To get these, you go to either 844-771-1776. I'll say again, 844-771-1776, or Prophecy Club Bar, B-A-R, prophecyclubbar.com, to get your IRA or your 401k put into gold and silver. Call 800-200-GOLD or prophecyclubgold.com. But this prepper bar, everybody's getting it. They're really liking this. Everybody's saying this is the coolest idea. It just slips right in your billfold. So you can have one in your billfold, your purse, and if you get caught out, you got some silver, okay? Right there, they also make them in gold. And this tells you all the details, but let's keep moving. Back to the article. Whitney warns that from forests to rivers, mountains, and lakes, everything will soon become a commodity owned and traded by the super rich and powerful to make them even stronger and move them closer to their goal of completely dominating the rest of us. Now, they're not going to get their way to start off, but eventually we know they do take control. During the conversation with Godwin, Whitney discussed two important parts of the New World Order planned: digital IDs and natural world tokenization. There's that word again. Warning that Schwab, think tank, and useful puppets like Macron are on the verge of achieving their grand plans and how disastrous that would be for us all. In this context, I think the digital ID is a key enabler of the surveillance, knowing that everyone is doing at the transactional level and being able to tweak that micromanagement based upon a person's activity, because the digital IT isn't just limited to the financial system. Here it is. Your travel, your health history, career history, education, credentials, your access to telecommunications, social media, the internet, your everything. You get pulled over, they don't want to see your driver's license. They want to see one thing. They want to see your digital ID. Everything. Would buy a house, would buy a car, don't do it with that digital. You're not in that system, you don't do anything. And in order to get into that system, or actually probably get into it, they'll probably give you a large amount of money to get into it. Open it up, and you give them all your eye print, your fingerprints, your voice print, and your DNA and everything about you, all your biometric information. Then once you're in it, of course, the day is going to come that no one can buy or sell save he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Let's go on. With the new AI era, now what's that? Bible says that the image of the beast should cause all that would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. I think AI is going to morph into the image of the beast. So when you see AI and you think, oh, that's wonderful, I want you to think AI, no, that's real bad stuff. That is a computer system provided by Lucifer and all these fallen angels to link everybody on the planet together to track, find, monitor, and kill if they don't take the mark of the beast. AI is bad. With the new AI era, they confuse all the data, analyze it, and use it to control people really in unprecedented ways. I think the digital IT and the CBDC and its private sector equivalence project is something that were always sort of intended to be the same system. So there's documents from the UN and the BII, that's Bank of International Settlements, and in related groups that have been working on this for years that essentially frame it as essential. The whole marketing behind the digital ID is that everyone needs a legal ID, because otherwise you're nothing. You can't buy or sell. You don't exist. The idea is we all must be included in the system, and they directly link that to the concept of financial inclusion in banking and the unbanked. These systems can actually function in an exclusionary way based on how they've been set up. They have essentially said that this will be the only way to prove you have a legal identity. Lose all of your property, lose all of the everything, lose your job, lose everything if you're not in the system. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. I'm telling you, the day is going to come in our lifetimes. You see the gray hair I have. In our lifetimes, when we will deny Jesus or we will lose our life, that day will come. And I'm pleased and happy to give up my life for my Lord and Savior. He gave his life for me. I'm happy to return the favor. If you don't participate in the system as far as the state or the private sector is concerned, you don't exist. By not participating in the system, you're excluded from the economic system. You must be on board with the surveillance state or be excluded from everything. It's being marketed as inclusion, but it's actually inherently exclusionary. They say that this is the new Bretton Woods movement that needs to be seized. Bretton Woods was what came after World War II. This is essentially the creation of a new financial government system. Notice it didn't just say financial. Governance is controlling the people. This is a financial government system likened unto what happened after World War II. This is essentially an effort to create a new financial government system. It is. That was announced well after any sort of crisis, but is probably going to need a crisis that at that level to be implemented and to convince people to get on board the scale. In other words, it's going to take a big crisis. So is that an earthquake? Probably not big enough. Suitcase nukes? Maybe. Maybe both. Maybe a whole perfect storm, just like we've been told. If you subscribe to the theory that all wars are banker wars, I do, that seems to suggest that it's going to be a problem, reaction, solution type situation, where they've already made the solution. They've already developed what they want to be in their new financial government system after this new Bretton Woods movement. They just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be the like. Now, my guess is, in Court of the Prophecies, Trump gets elected and we're celebrating in the hit of suitcase nukes on about or around November, December, January, so the prophecies say. So they just need some sort of big event on the scale of World War II or some large event that's equally disruptive in order to be like. All right, now it's time for a new financial government system after this big event like they did after World War II. I think the thing that's so interesting about this debt bubble exploding is that when the debt bubble is going to explode, and you want to explode it into the new system, the way you want sort of a trigger that into the right system that you want to get the masses to go to with you is you actually want to have the most debt obligations on record. What just happened to the stock market? It just hit the highest mark it's ever hit. Okay, so you want the most debt obligations on record so that when the system arrives, they'll all pop. The big debt bubble pops. Every debt bubble pops all at the same time. It won't be like Japan. By the way, I intended to say this at the first of the program. Stan, why aren't you talking about the Trump thing? Because everybody else is talking about the Trump thing. I will say that I think we've been lied to. I think that the three-letter alphabet agencies are all corrupt. They're owned and controlled by Moloch, and I think they are lying, and I think Trump needs to replace them all with his people. Trump, they all need to be on his payroll, and he needs to tell the Secret Service and the FBI, hit the road. You're fired. I take care of my own self. and then get himself a team of real professionals that know how to check to see if there's anybody in a water tower, check to see if there's anybody on a roof 150 yards away. And if somebody sees somebody suspicious, they're on the same radio system, and that person's checked out within seconds, not minutes. So, I've said what I want to say about that. I think our prayers were answered. We've all been praying he would be protected. Okay, let's go back to this. So it won't be like Japan's fine, the U.S. fine. Everything will fall all at once. They want to create as much debt as possible right before the pin bursts the bubble. Then you can offer this, and we'll service your debt 1-to-1 if you come and join us in this new universal tokenized ledger system. Just sign here, do a selfie of your face, give us your biometrics, your DNA, your face print, fingerprint, voice print, everything about you, and now all the global elites need is a crisis to tie it all off. It will be the complete collapse of the entire global financial system. We are probably talking, well, my white hat banker says, Stan, I'll tell you what he said. I think I can say this. Stan, I'd love to tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you what those said. I can't tell you who those said. I can only tell you, I can promise you, big changes this year. That's all I should say. Big changes. Now, I don't know that this is coming this year. Let me read on. I think I've said more than I should say. A large percentage of the global population, honest, everyday workers, fathers, mothers, people with aging parents and relatives will be completely devastated. Are you listening? 1-800-200-GOLD will be completely devastated while the 1% of the 1% gain everything. Whitney believes the crisis will be on the same scale as, if not worse, than the economic devastation of the Second World War. Others have said it's going to be worse than 1929, the Depression. After the crisis ends, central and commercial banks will conveniently and proudly present digital currencies, urging people to get on the system to make up for everything they lost during the collapse. However, they will only get a fraction of what was lost, plus they will be signing away all of their privacy and their other rights to global elites. Imagine a world where you can't buy, just like Revelation 13:15 says. You can't buy more meat because your transactions are strictly monitored, and it's been decided that you've eaten more than your allotted portion of meat during the given period. You go to your local grocery store to pick up the goods, and as the attendant's automated system tries to ring it up for you, they get a notification saying you cannot purchase any more wheat or the planet dies. This is the future Whitney and Mark are warning us about. What's worse, it does not stop there. Larry and others want to tokenize everything, including the entire planet. There's a goal to develop new asset classes that can be used to basically fuel their existing business model and perpetuate it. The whole idea of natural assets they call nature's economy, and one of the groups that has been propelling this is forward, at least one of the earlier groups, the Intrinsic Exchange Group, which is a product of the Rockefeller Foundation, and the Multilateral Development Banking System has a graphic on their website called The Opportunity, and they show there that the existing amount of assets in the world economy, and then they show that if we unlock all of those natural assets, nature's economy, it's like 6 times the amount of existing assets in the entire economy today. So basically, they're going to take the value of the entire world, cut it up, divide it out, and say that's what it is. Blackrock, having been able to unlock and take control of as many natural assets as possible, that they aren't currently part of the financial system is obviously a way for them to perpetuate what they do and deepen and expand their control over not just people in the existing financial system, but really over the natural world as well, and essentially turn everything alive into a tradable Wall Street financial product. The goal is, as stated, is to have all of this on a universal ledger, on blockchain presumably, and have it tracked and surveilled. If you look at it through the context of risk management, by having it all surveillable and automated, he's able to have his risk management AI, there it is again, this AI thing, Aladdin, exercise control over it. We're moving into this new financial governance system. It is the push to change all of the infrastructure towards this new green or decarbonization model, which is, of course, interfaced with the global carbon market. Now, Blackrock is positioning themselves to be one of the key players and one of the biggest developers in the world. They demonize anyone trying to warn people about their plans, and they also delete their channels, and they put strikes against them, and they shut them up, which is why I had, by the way, the program yesterday with J.J. Carroll, we cut loose. Okay, I have to tell you, we just cut loose. We just started talking, and I saw, okay, this can't go out of the platforms. This is going to go to watchprophecyclub.com. So then we just opened up, we just started talking. So you want to go see yesterday's program with J.J. Carroll, and you got to go to Watch Prophecy Club, because we only put it out like 5 minutes up on the platforms. But we talked like almost an hour. I think it was 55 minutes. And we talked about this stuff. We talked openly. And because we knew that we weren't going to be censored. So you want to go to Watch Prophecy Club and you want to watch that. All right, anyway. They've eaten so deep into our systems and every aspect of society that would take nothing short of divine intervention. Yes, that's right. It's called Armageddon. Jesus returns and destroys them. Divine intervention to stop their plans. It is important to get out of the system before it's too late. I totally agree. 800-200-GOLD. I also recommend you get yourself some food, josephskitchen.com. My suggestion, josephskitchen.com. So right now they're overstocked on red wheat. They want to get rid of the red wheat, so they're making this special. Buy one pail of red wheat and get another pail of red wheat free. Buy one, get one free while supplies last. josephskitchen.com. Now, what does that mean? Well, one loaf of bread feeds one person for about a week. Each bucket makes about 28 loaves, which means one bucket feeds one person for about 6 months. My suggestion is right down here. Get 8 pails, feed 4 people for about 1 year, and right now they'll double it. So if you buy 8, they'll send you 16 pails. That'll feed 8 people for a year or 4 people for 2 years. And it's nitrogen packed, so it's going to keep for lots and lots of years. Okay, how many we don't know. But even if you're not making it into bread, you can boil it and eat it like cereal or something like that. So my suggestion right here, josephskitchen.com. Get it while they're doing a summer blowout.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. The smart choice for savvy investors and preppers alike. With Silver Prepper Bars, you're ready for whatever tomorrow brings. As gold and silver prices continue to surge and top economists predict upcoming shortages, now is the time to secure your precious metals in the form of Prepper Bars, the only bar on the market divisible into 3 sizes for maximum utility. Place your order before supply runs out and prices go up. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Don't leave your future to chance. All payment methods accepted. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now, 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
So what is an EMP Shield device? It's a device you can put on your car and your house that in an EMP attack is supposed to stop the attack. And if you go to empshield.com and if you use the promo code prophecy, they give you a $50 discount. They also have videos up there, shows you how to install it on your car and your house and everything, and it's not difficult at all. I've got one of them right here. Red goes to red, black goes to black, green goes to the car, body of your car, and you just peel it off the back, stick it under there. Got another device that goes on your house. So not complicated. Take you about 10 minutes to put them in. So empshield.com, promo code is prophecy.